Just to film here, I guess is what I say. I don't know. It's been so long. Every episode, it's like a 1 month break. In my end, sorry guys. I'm such a busy boy, you know. But
I mean, opposite end here. I'm just friggin' lazy.
Well, it's not usually your end, dude. It's me being, you know, I gotta schedule this, gotta schedule that. But here's another episode of the Mantis and Man podcast, the movie podcast, where we discuss 2 movies, usually unrelated. And today we're discussing Caché from Michael Haneke, however you say his name.
There's going to be too many foreign names for me to pronounce today. Can we just call it Hidden?
Hidden.
Please.
Let's just call it Hidden. So yeah, Caché, Hidden from 2005, I believe. And
2005.
2005. And then Foxcatcher from 2014. Which, who directed Foxcatcher again?
Oh, goodness. I had looked this up just a minute ago.
It's the Moneyball guy.
The Moneyball guy. He had he's the Nespresso guy. Because he directed a couple. Yeah, if you look at his IMDb credits, he's Moneyball and then, Nespresso commercials with George Clooney.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then there was like one other thing he had
Capote
done. Capote, which is something that I've wanted to see forever.
Ooh,
because I've been aware of it forever, but I've never watched
That's
it.
the same here. It's
probably
with Philip
fine.
Seymour Hoffman, right?
Yeah. Another good reason to at least check it out.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe we'll recommend it in the future. But yeah, so which one do you want to talk about first? I mean, you recommended Foxcatcher. I recommended Caché or Hidden.
Let's start with Caché, but I'm very fond of the segment at the beginning where we talk about what we've seen first.
Oh, of course. You see, that's how long it's been since yeah, I forgot about that. Duh.
Since I brought it up, though, you have to go first, though. What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Well, I've been holding off on I was on a Haneke last episode. I was on a Haneke like marathon, but I have seen all of his movies now, except it was Caché and Happy End.
Wait, all of them?
I've seen all. Yep, I've seen every one of his theater movies. I guess you could say, because I haven't seen his TV ones because they're impossible to find. But I've seen like even then I've seen 2 of those, but the rest are really hard to find.
Was one of his TV ones Benny's video, or that wasn't TV?
That's a theatrical one. But yeah, I've seen that.
Okay,
Benny's video.
right.
The TV one's like the most popular one's The Castle, which is a Kafka adaptation. But he has like a bunch of other ones that like you just cannot find online. You can't find like they're owned by like the Vienna Film Conservatory or something.
The
like
Viennese, they're just withholding all this cinema from us for no reason.
Right?
I mean, it's TV. I'm sorry, Scorsese, but like
they tour it like once in a while, like Harvard. If you take the Harvard film class, you could see the movies. Last time they did it was 2010. So.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
there's like Haneke's whole filmography where they.
What now? What you have to get like accepted into Mensa or something
to
watch things?
I also heard that apparently if you go to like the museum there, you could watch them at the museum, but I don't know how confirmed that is. But anyway, so yeah, I've seen most of his films, not much of his TV films, but the only one actually I've seen all of them except his latest film, which is Happy End, because I wanted to see that after I see all the other films. I want to see Caché with my cousin, but he's been super busy, so I was just like, screw it, let's just do it for MaM. But yes, what else have I been watching? I've been keeping up with WandaVision, which I don't watch shows too much, and I'm marveled out, but WandaVision has caught my interest. It's finally caught my interest.
I'm still waiting for it to finish, and then I'll watch it.
I'll say that some people are saying it's Lynchian. I don't agree it's Lynchian, but I mean, maybe that'll persuade you.
Well, the Marvel fans who haven't seen a Lynch movie are calling it Lynchian.
Yeah, probably. But what else have I seen? I should probably look at my list. But yeah, what have you seen recently?
Good question. No, so I remember you said you were trying to watch like one new movie a day or something like that. Me, on the other hand, though, I've actually just kind of been going back, like just watching old stuff that I had been into. I have seen some new stuff, so I'll
you
talk
said
about
last
that.
time it was Eva, right? Evangelion?
Yeah.
I probably butchered that name, but yeah.
And that kind of sent me a little bit down the rabbit hole. Like I've been really getting into like like older cyberpunk anime that I had seen a while back. So I've been watching like a lot of Kawajiri's stuff. I like last night as well. I was like, I watched like the Neo Tokyo shorts like 2 times in a row. That's like one of my favorite anthologies.
I'm not familiar with this. What's the Neo Tokyo shorts?
Well, it's 3 movies made by like 3 great anime directors. You got Rintaro, who did like Astro Boy back in the day and stuff, and you got Kawajiri, who did probably Ninja Scroll is the most prolific thing that you might recognize, and then Otomo, who did Akira.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
But some really great,
it's like three like short films from them in one film, or like
it's about 45 minutes long, and they're all films that like play to the specific strengths of that director. And since it's an anthology, there isn't really like an overarching plot or anything they have to adhere to, so they just go like all out in their own style, and just
I'm gonna check this out. If it's 45 minutes, I'll definitely check that out really soon.
I can get you a link to the like whole like HD thing for free online movie, because it's hard to find otherwise. Sort of.
No, for sure.
And then on top of that, I've been stuff like Cyber City Audio, series like Techno Lies, Key the Metal Idol, stuff like that. But outside of like anime like that, I have been watching movies. Yes, I've watched Willy's Wonderland a couple times.
Times. Oh shoot! I've been wanting to see that. Like.
I know it's like $20 to rent, so the pill makes it a little hard to swallow. But I don't know, because of like the releases and theaters and stuff messed up. Plus, I don't know. It's so low budget, but I really hope they get to do another one, because there's such a great opportunity for like for Nicolas Cage to become like this new like horror icon with this role, I guess. Like a sort of like a Bruce Campbell Evil Dead sort of guy who just goes around.
He doesn't talk much in it, right? Like,
no, he doesn't talk at all. That's why Cage signed on for it too. Like it's a really like weirdly experimental role. I've seen people be like, "Oh, Nicolas Cage really cashed in on this one," and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you saying? This is new Buster Keaton era Cage. Like, what are you talking about?" And it is super, super low budget, and like the choreography isn't that great. You can tell. I think they didn't plan it out that well. It's kind of like Cage, doing his thing, and they're like trying to mime getting fought, and they're trying to hide it with the edit and everything. But on the other hand, it's just so like goofy that it's really watchable. I don't know.
Hey, yeah, I want to see it, so I'll check it out.
It depends on how serious you are when you watch it. Like,
if I'm watching that, I'm not like, I wouldn't take it seriously. Like, it looks like it's.
Well, it depends on what you've seen. Like, let's say you went from Caché, Hidden to Willy's Wonderland. Actually, you know what? Never mind. That actually kind of works. Yeah, what am I saying?
Oh, really?
Movies wise, I'd seen some other stuff that really stood out though was I'm trying to find Mike Leigh's Naked with David,
I saw you saw that recently. I like that
with
one too.
David Thewlis, otherwise known as the the werewolf professor in Harry Potter.
Professor Lupin. Which is funny because he says he's a werewolf in that movie, right?
Yeah.
I think he mentions it like
I think so. Yeah. Which I was very much impressed by. It's a little too long, but like there's a couple scenes in it that are some of the best just that I've ever seen, where there's no dialogue. There's just like, it's like a tracking shot, and there's some music, and then there's like some wonderful just blocking going on with the actors and stuff. It's just fantastic.
I want to see more of that director stuff, because I saw one other one. Have you seen any of his other stuff? Like, I saw Happy Go Lucky. It's pretty good.
No, I don't think I have. Like, I'm not too familiar with Michael. I may have seen one of his movies and not even known that he had made it, actually.
I see.
But after seeing this, I definitely
want
to see more. Other than that, though, I think that's kind of the gist of what I've been watching.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, since the last one, I saw the U.S. Funny Games, which I saw that you liked a lot. Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It was
in comparison.
In comparison to the original, I love them both, but I think they almost have different tones. Like the original feels a little more playful, but the U.S. one is to me like shot more dark. Like it feels even more cold than the original, where the original is very brutal, but it's like lighter. I don't know. Do you get that feeling?
I think a lot of it is attributed to Tim Roth and then Michael Pitt, who plays because in the original, I'm not saying that the guy, I can't remember the
well, it's funny because the main guy, I get them mixed up, but the main guy was played by Benny from Benny's Video in the original.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like he was a lot more the guy from Benny's Video was a lot more playful somehow in his approach, whereas the other guy, it's more like a recital. I think it's a very Kubrick kind of performance, photograph of the photograph sort of philosophy.
That's even
to the
deeper
way that
because I haven't even explored Kubrick stuff, but I see what you mean.
And then Tim Roth, I think. I'm not knocking the guy in the original role, who was a very good actor and very good performance, but I think Roth, I like his performance more. I think he's a lot more sad. He has a very, very sad face. I think like that definitely contributes a lot to it. Plus, I think Haneke, he remade it in the U.S. because I think thematically it resonates more with movies in the US than some movies like overseas, because like America's all like violence in movies. We like our John Wicks and all that sort of thing.
Well, apparently he originally wanted to make it the original in the US, but he couldn't because of money reasons. So back in '97, so this was like, okay, I get the opportunity to make it because this movie was for the US.
Plus, like, how cool is it to remake your own movie shot for shot? Like, that's
like how remakes. I think that's a very interesting way to do a remake, and somehow you can make it better. Which, again, I think the new one might be better than the original.
I mean, I think so too, personally. Plus, like. Yeah, I had a crush on Naomi Watts when I was younger too. So like, yeah.
One thing I will say is I like the original actress more than Naomi. I think I liked her performance a little bit better than that Naomi. But
I can kind of see that.
And I also like the kid's performance. I like the kid in the original. Like it almost felt like in the U.S. version, they couldn't show much with the kid. So like when they're like holding him down for a second and like have a weird cut. But like in the original, they just keep on the camera or whatever. So I don't know.
I don't. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm not sure. Yeah. But also, imagine how cool it is to remake your own movie shot for shot, and then also cast a kid character twice who does not suck. two times consecutively different actors in intense kid roles, and then have them be able to pull it off. Like, dear Lord,
dude. Haneke is a master with kid actors. Like, legit, I don't think there's ever been a bad kid performance. I mean, in general, a bad performance in any of his movies. But, like, all the kids in his movies are just, like, they're fantastic. Like, they just...
Yeah.
But if you like Brady Corbett, though... Corbett, right? Is that it? Check out... One I saw recently was Simon Killer. You ever hear of that one? It was
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a movie I never heard about before, and it just showed up. And really good movie, Simon Killer. It's by the guy who did The Devil All the Time and Christine. But yeah.
Wait, Devil...
Antonio Campos.
Wait, the Robert Pattinson Devil All the Time?
Yep. This was like his early movie before he got like because the second one he did, or it's his second movie, but his third movie was Christine in 2016, which I saw back then. But this was 2012. Okay. Yeah, Simon Killer. Pretty good movie. And Brady Corbett is fantastic, yeah.
I will have to check that out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, I think. But anyways, all right, on to the movies. So, do you want to talk about Caché or Foxcatcher first?
Or Hidden? Let's no, let's talk about Caché first, I think.
Caché. Okay, so I picked this movie. So what'd you think?
Well, I'm glad you picked. It's really really good. Like, daggum, that's really good. What's weird is like watching it when you're about 20 minutes in. Not that anything significant happens 20 minutes in, really, but throughout the 20 minutes, you're thinking, this is kind of, what is this, slice of life, Haneke, almost? It doesn't feel too impressive, but there's a lot of movies that I've seen that start out, like, not too impressive, and maybe throughout the runtime, visually, you know, on a written level, they're not, like, the most high concept, movies, and here I am struggling to think of examples that I can pull off maybe like, in regards to that, but this was definitely one of those films where it like really sneaks up on you, and then you realize that like it's pretty much everything that's not in the movie that makes the movie good.
What's not shown and what the restraint.
Yeah.
Look, I will say this, okay, I want to avoid plot points, just because for those listening, check out Caché. It's pretty extreme, but like it's a movie you should really go into blind with the plot points, I think. But talking on it from that technical level, honestly, for me, from the start, I loved the opening credits for it. Like,
yeah, that's really, he's really good with opening credits. Like, honestly, like really really good. I love when like the title is always just like an afterthought in some movies, like Caché. It's like it looks like you take like on the DVD, like at the bottom, how they have like the names and then they have like the name of the movie like sandwiched in there somewhere. I love it, how it looks like that is on the screen.
Yeah, because it's like typing up all the I love that. And I love that beginning shot, I mean, which appears a lot throughout the movie of that, you know, the apartment, or I guess the house outside, whatever apartment.
I was a little mad though as it went on, like a tiny bit, because I thought to myself, dude, this is way too high quality for just some random recording footage or whatever that some guy would buy. Like,
that's actually a good point. It
could have stood to be lower quality, in my opinion, especially the VHS like speed up filter put on it. But that's like a very minor complaint.
That's a legitimate complaint. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, because I gave this a perfect score. But
I gave this a perfect score too. But but that was like the one thing that stood out. It kind of enhances it for me, actually, because it gives the movie more of like a rough edge to it. I like movies that are kind of imperfect around the edges.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But what do you think about the performances?
And here I'll struggle with like everyone's name except
you don't even have to say the name.
Julia
main guy.
Benoit.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
She's also from Code Unknown, which is probably my favorite.
Dear Lord, though, I would give anything to see her and Mads Mikkelsen in a movie together. I do not know why it has not happened yet.
She was in, like, I was looking at stuff. She was in like Godzilla 2015, High Life, Ghost in
She
Shell.
was
like,
in Godzilla.
I do not remember her in any of these. Like, it's so weird. Like,
well, and then she's like in a bunch of goodness, the guy who did like the blue, red, and white trilogy, well as the double life of Veronica. But was it Kozlowski who did those? Yeah, no, like really, really wonderful Russian movies, or not Russian.
Have you seen them?
Polish. I've seen them. They're all fantastic.
They're really good. Okay, I've been wanting to see those. Okay, cool. And I didn't even know she was in Certified Copy, which I've been wanting to see. I've been getting into that director recently with Taste of Cherry. But
excellent film. The performances though, I don't know, great stuff all around. It gave me like I don't want to get into spoilers too much then, I guess, but it gave me like True Detective season 1 vibes almost. Some of the way that
that was a good season, right?
That was the good. Well, I liked all the seasons.
Oh, really? Because I thought people were like, "Oh, anything after season 1 is bad." I don't know.
Everyone just they don't know how to have a good time, man. Like going to season 2 expecting like Michael Mann and David Lynch, but not as like interesting. You'll have a blast. But
it was with Vince Vaughn, right?
Yeah, with Vince Vaughn. And some great line delivery from Vince Vaughn in that. But yeah, the way I don't know, the way that the characters would talk, the way that the actors would portray them, somehow it just gave me like a True Detective sort of vibe. How like something like the movie's name is hidden. Everything, even including the performances, something always feels withheld from the audience, or just slightly kept beneath the surface within the performances themselves. Like which
I think is the theme of the movie. I mean, even more so with the plot and everything like that. Like, just what we keep underneath and hide, and where that leads us.
I love the because you can kind of I love the little meta elements and stuff that Haneke does, like especially with funny games. I guess we can get into spoilers with Caché soon, but it's great that you can also interpret some of the stuff that happens in it, like big plot points, as just actually being meta events happening within the film. At least from like I've seen other people's interpretations and kind of my own.
Yeah, with that one, like Code Unknown does that too, where it plays around with those meta aspects from him. But yeah, I guess let's go into spoilers for Caché.
Sure. So, which is also sort of hard to do because the movie doesn't really spoil itself. Like the mystery, the spoiler is that the mystery is still preserved. Like
I love that. I don't know. I like that a lot because like it's so, it feels so real. Like it just feels so, and it keeps us thinking. It makes us think. Okay, what was the answer to this? So what do you think? Like what do you think? Who was sending the tapes? What was it like? Why? Like I don't know. What's your interpretation?
There's a couple, and I couldn't help myself. I did have to see what other people were thinking. Some of it
I actually avoided that. Like
some of it lined up a lot with my own. I was feeling very small brain at the time after finishing it. I was like, I need a little bit of clarification, but I'm glad that I didn't get any. Going on. I think there's a couple, but like there's no cut and dry one. Like I don't even have a hunch per se. I think if I just say my favorite bet would be that it's Michael Haneke himself sending the tapes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Because it's like, to me, there's not really a logical explanation for it. It seems to a thing. It could either be like a manifestation of his guilt, of the main character's guilt, or it's like the filmmaker himself is sending them the tapes because he thinks he's a despicable a person. or like a more boring choice would be like, or not exactly boring, but I think like the couple that they have over sometimes. Like I can't remember what their names are, but
one of them was the one that was like kind of getting or the boss. Wait, there was the boss too, right? The boss.
I don't think it was the boss though. But the guy, there's the one scene where Binoche is like kind of crying on his shoulder a little bit in like a cafe or something.
Yeah.
And then doesn't the kid think that they're having an affair or something?
Yeah.
As well. Which it could be that, but then it's like, how do they know?
Yeah, that's true.
About that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the super boring choice, like the really boring one, is just that it's who they think it was the whole time.
Oh, like the son, I guess you could say, or the guy who.
Yeah, the son, or the kind of orphaned brother, sort of.
Brother, who killed himself, yeah.
Which I think is the least likely in my opinion. I think it's more likely to be supernatural than it is to be them.
Yeah, and at the end, I mean, it implies that there was another tape, or do you think it didn't? Like, did you not get that from the ending?
It's not that I actually didn't really think that that could have been it. Like the ending is a tape, but that would be interesting if it were a tape. They don't show it like that's interesting because that's you could look at the film, or maybe even just the ending segment as the tape that's like been given to us, and now we're kind of left with, what are you doing with this? Because with funny games, it's like an indictment of a love of just pointless violence that maybe affects our subconscious in some sort of way, and then in this, it's more like, the film's hidden something from you. What have you hidden from the film? I guess, like, have you opened up to cinema, or have you done something in your life that you either wish you hadn't, or maybe you wish you could share with someone else that you never did, or whatever. And now here's a moment to reflect on that, or in some sort of way.
I like that a lot. Good interpretation. But yeah, I love how everything was executed in the movie, like from start to finish, how they put plot points where we're learning the secrets from this couple as we're trying to discover the secret of what's going on. And the reserved use of music I always love from his movies. Where
I don't even remember there being music.
That's the thing. If there's music, it's diegetic, which I think that's how you pronounce it. Where
diegetic, where it comes from the movie, like the scenes in the movie itself. Yeah,
exactly. I love that in movies because
that's great.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a score can almost like,
especially
it
this is kind of a horror movie in a sort of way too. The music sometimes is like way overused. Like it's just there to be there because usually it's there. And this, I don't know. There's a great effect that silence can have, where like when you're expecting something to happen and there's like no noise at all, your sense is like way more attuned. You're expecting a jump scare, a stinger as a musical cue, or something like visual stimuli. Like the scenes towards the end of the movie, where it's more like they're in dark rooms and the guy's just kind of walking around. I'm like, I'm getting pins and needles. I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Even like with that part, that was really like that made me feel very scared. And in the in the beginning, like with the nightmares, like I loved how they did that. Like the nightmares or memories, where those felt very scary.
And that doesn't get revealed to you until later, too. Like, I just thought that was actual, like, I don't know, PTSD the guy was experiencing. And it isn't to a degree, because he's probably, maybe he does feel guilty to some degree about that.
I think he feels really guilty,
Or maybe the only reason he feels guilty is because he has flashbacks to them. Like, it's not a guilt that he feels bad for the other person. He just feels bad that he did a bad thing. You know what I mean?
I feel like he's guilty, but he's so in denial of this guilt that he's convinced himself that, he didn't.
There's a bit of humor in that, too. Like, it's something so obvious, but he's just pushing it under the rug.
Exactly, yeah. And I love how, like, how they would do, like, parallels. Like, he would tell his mom, like, what a certain part was, but he wouldn't tell his wife that. And then, like, his wife... And
he still, like, he keeps lying about stuff.
Yeah.
As well.
Man. Oh, that's great.
And I haven't seen too many of Haneke's movies, but... This movie in particular reminds me a lot of books by my favorite author, Haruki Murakami, who's done stuff like, Kafka on the Shore, the Wind Up.
I don't read, so this is all new to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Dang, I thought I had talked about this before with you. You ought to read some of his stuff though. If you really like Caché, you ought to read like Kafka on the Shore or something.
Kafka on the Shore.
Yeah, because
I really want to get into reading more. So
that's a good place to start if you're looking for something that like you've never experienced before.
Okay. I'll probably order this on Amazon right now.
It's a very graphic book, but it is in a degree like Lynchian, but so you definitely would like that.
See, with books, like I'm not into the media of books, so like getting all of that from a book is so interesting to me, and I hope I could get the same experience. That you could see a book as Lynchian, like that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's not like in like a played up sort of way, like how people like try to make look how weird it is. It feels very unique, but it's similar in a way because the way that like guilt and murder and stuff manifest both in Caché and like Kafka on the Shore. There's like a very metaphorical aspect to it. Like he didn't kill that guy in the he didn't kill his his kind of brother in the movie, but he might as well have. Like it's still kind of on him, really. And the same stuff is like in Kafka on the Shore, to kind of an even more extreme degree, as well as like more supernatural elements than Caché, if you believe Caché had supernatural elements.
Well, Amazon Prime, it'll be here tomorrow. So.
Wow. Okay, man. Well, enjoy yourself. You're in for a really wild ride.
Yeah, I've been really trying to get back into like a book or something. You know?
We'll have to do an episode just dedicated to books.
Heck yeah, if I finish it, for sure. Well, for sure. How many times have you read it?
Oh boy, I don't know. I only read it when I probably 2017 was the first time I read it, but I've read it about like 6-7 times since then. Oh my
gosh, that's I wish I was more into books.
Yeah, I don't even read that much really. I'm like nonfiction. Now I like reading about like an anesthesiologist's perspective on pain. Like that's what I'm reading right now. But
that's what you're reading literally.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, I can't remember what it's an analysis on pain or something like that.
That's interesting. Okay, I remember you said you read Jules Verne, or am I wrong in that?
Yeah, a lot of Jules Verne. Definitely not very similar to like stuff from Caché at all. But yeah, man, books are awesome though. I wish people would be just as into them as movies, although they take a little bit more effort to get into.
Books, TV shows take.
And there's so many more of them than movies, because like the bar of entry is so much lower. Like, I mean, like just look at like 50 Shades of Grey or whatever, which was a Twilight fan fiction written on a BlackBerry or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, for Caché, I mean, anything else with it?
I mean, it's cinema, man. Like,
yeah.
Scorsese, you know, the Scorsese thumb of approval, seal of approval on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a favorite of mine now, but it's definitely like top tier level.
I think it's a favorite of mine already. I'm gonna rewatch it very soon. I will say I also liked the suicide scene. I thought was really dark too. Like
and that was like, oh whoa, that's the poster. Yeah,
yeah, I know. I went like, oh shit.
I thought that was like, what is that? The state of California? What is that? I had no idea what that was the whole time.
That was so. I also love that. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I was like, oh, that's the poster.
Because I actually thought it was just like some terrible like minimalist sort of poster design that you saw back in like the mid 2000s and stuff. Like, I didn't even know what it was. It looked kind of cool, but
yeah. So there you go. All right, so we both said we would give it perfect scores, so 10 out of 10. I mean,
oh yeah, 11 out of 10, yeah, for sure.
11 out of 10.
I don't see it going down anytime soon unless I see like a movie that's significantly better than that like is doing the same thing. I get if Haneke has another film that's like that. I think though my favorite of his that I've seen would be the top three, because I've seen more than three, but the top three would be like Funny Games, White Ribbon, and then this one.
Oh, White Ribbon is freaking-tastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That one is amazing, too. I got to rewatch that one. But, have you seen Amor, Piano Teacher?
I saw Piano Teacher. I didn't see Amor, no.
Did you like Piano Teacher?
I kind of a little, like, iffy on it. I lean back and forth on it. It's like it's pretty good. But I don't know if I would say it's like in the upper echelon of the Haneke filmography or not.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta one of these days I'll recommend Code Unknown, because that's my favorite, but like a lot of people don't like that one.
Okay.
So.
No, I have yet to see that one too. So
yeah. But anyways, next movie, Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
That one guy who did Moneyball.
Yeah, the Moneyball guy.
Moneyball
the
guy.
Nespresso guy.
Nespresso guy. Bennett Miller.
Yeah.
That's him. So, you recommended this. What I think, I thought it was pretty good. I thought I really liked the reserved music aspect, like a Haneke, but then they did have some parts where there was music. But I felt like by the end, we won't give spoilers at the moment, but by the end, the resolution they have felt like it didn't have the payoff built off of the rest of the movie. And
a resolution, though, I don't even know if I'd call it that per se. Like what was there a resolution? Sort of. Or...
I get like the climax.
Oh,
I guess.
Okay.
Pressure point of pressure point of all of it building off. I guess I shouldn't say resolution.
Yeah.
But I mean, I felt also they could have trimmed it. Like I felt like. It
was a little long.
Like they could have made it like 100-minute to 90.
Yeah, it would have benefited more from a quicker pace, especially when you have a movie like that where like the level of stimuli and detail is very sparse. If you give it a quicker pace, it'll hold your attention more, and then you also don't have to risk like having unnecessary padding in there as well to meet that runtime. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. But I think for me the most interesting part were the performances. Like I liked Steve Carell's, and I liked Mark Ruffalo's a lot.
Oh yeah,
I thought
Ruffalo,
Channing was pretty good. Yeah, no, I really liked the Mark Ruffalo role. But the Channing Tatum one I thought was good, but like I wanted a little bit more there. But I guess also
I'm glad
his character.
I think he has some sort of disorder, maybe a little bit of autism or something. The character, right?
Maybe.
But I'm really glad though that Channing Tatum didn't pull like a music or anything.
Nice reference. Speaking of music, that was a movie I saw recently.
I haven't seen it. Not that I'm like entirely like opposed to seeing it. I kind of want to see it, but
check it out. Make your own judgment.
I feel like
it's interesting.
It would have been better if they cast Nicolas Cage in like the main role, then the whole tone of the movie would have changed.
Oh no, Nicolas Cage. But yeah, that movie's it's kind of a mess. I give it like a 3 out of 10. But yeah, Foxcatcher. The more I think about it, the less I like it, honestly. But I still liked it. Like it was good, but it wasn't like it needed some trimming. The performances were the strongest parts for me.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, like what an unfortunate movie to go right on the heels of Caché. I watched them. Pretty much back to back. I probably shouldn't have done that. I likely did Foxcatcher a terrible disservice by watching like this god tier movie before it.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, in general, Haneke's his films have made me judge other films more harsher.
No, they just desensitized you more, if we're being honest.
I guess, yeah. But yeah,
where's the thrill?
It's like okay, I want some real stuff, but yeah. What'd you think?
Like I'm with you here, where like the further out you get from watching it, I think it's a little bit less favorable. Because it's weird because like these are two movies that kind of go together, I think, pretty well in terms of in terms of presentation, where like the amount of information you get and stuff, it's not like information is hidden in Foxcatcher, but it's a very like a very Neon Demon sort of movie where the commentary is about like the artifice, sort of like there's this hollow shell. The movie itself is kind of a hollow shell, though. I think that works more for like a Neon Demon because like there's so much more going on, like visually.
Well, I want to see that one. That's by Ruffin, right?
Yeah, I think like Ruffin is obviously like a much better director than the Moneyball guy.
Moneyball guy.
I keep forgetting that. I'm just so terrible with names. I'm just gonna keep calling him.
Well, you love Only God Forgives. I don't really like Only God Forgives.
Ooh, no, masterpiece. That's
we got to discuss it sometime.
Yeah. But like with Foxcatcher, there's some very, very like shallow commentary going on about like the American dream or something. Like at the beginning where he's like holding up the medal and he goes, "I want to talk about wrestling in America." It's like, all right, what do you got, Channing Tatum? Hit me. That just felt very, I don't know,
surface level.
Like the whole movie is very surface level, really. Like what you in my little letterbox review of it, like it's like what you see is what you get essentially. Like there isn't really anything deeper like going on between like for a movie that's very kind of minimal. Everything about the movie that means anything is like directly told to you. There's nothing that you really infer throughout it, which is very strange.
With the final action that happens, I saw people online were actually feeling the opposite with that, though I didn't feel the opposite with that.
The opposite is in like
they felt like they're so spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
But when Steve Carell shoots
when Steve Carell shoots
himself,
Mark Ruffalo,
Steve Carell.
Tragic loss in cinema. Unfortunately, he's just CGI from like Age of Ultron onward in the Avengers movie. Mark Ruffalo.
Oh yeah.
Tragic loss.
Tragic. But yeah, when that happens, people said that they didn't feel that there was the information to lead to that point.
No, that's like evident from like the beginning.
Yeah, I got that from the beginning. Yeah. And it felt like it became very repetitive because we got that from the beginning, which is why I wish it was trimmed down a bit.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at with
it's
it.
weird because it's not like they're specifically inferring that. I can't seriously keep referring. It's like when Steve Carell shoots Mark Ruffalo. When John DuPont,
okay, I'll use the right word.
No,
John DuPont. Oh, yeah, that's
yeah. When John DuPont shoots Mark Ruffalo.
No, David Schultz,
yeah,
right? Dave Schultz.
It's because they're not like explicitly saying he's going to shoot or kill him, but there's a vibe that you get that like someone's gonna die, and it's not Channing Tatum because firstly he's Channing Tatum, and then secondly like that would just kind of.
Well, they also do the whole family. They do the family thing with, Dave. And when they do that in movies, sometimes I feel like, oh, well, that's what
it's like, which character has a family and which doesn't, and you can kind of just able to tell from there.
But also, do keep in mind though, this was based off of a true story, and then all this did happen.
So that's the thing. There's like some true stories just make for terrible films unless you take a lot of creative license. I also think that like at that point, I'm not sure how incredibly true to the story it is. At that point, it's like, dude, just let Steve Carell act. Why'd you have to put a nose on him? Just.
I like that.
Because to me, it's cool. Like it's very obvious Steve Carell has.
I thought he blended in a little bit.
Well, it's like to me, like it's too. It looks almost like CGI. To me personally, but
I felt differently there. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought they did it pretty like dedicated. Like
that's a little disappointing to me though, because I rated this kind of on the lower end because this came out right around like 2014, which is when I started to really get into movies, and it also came out at the point where like there was like a huge surge in very like high quality, kind of like higher budget indie films. You had like back to back. You had like Under the Skin, Enemy, Nightcrawler. Right after that, actually, you had Neon Demon and The Lobster, and stuff like that. Those are all from like the same sort of.
Wait, so was
era.
this an indie film?
Yeah, sort of. Like it was in the same bracket, really. Like it premiered at like Cannes and stuff like that. It came out like right around like the same time the Witch came out. Like if you go on IMDb and you like just look at if you just go to like Under the Skin or Foxcatcher, then you look at More Like This, you have like all of the indie films sort of that just came out right at the same time. You even got like Anomalisa right the year after and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like this very condensed period. And you also have like Grand Budapest as well too.
Yeah, out of all the ones you named, I mean, I haven't seen Neon Demon, but this is by far not on the level of any of those.
Yeah, and it was kind of touted on the level of those too. Like when you look at the promotional material and when you look at because I when we had talked about seeing this, I had thought that it didn't get any nominations, but it did. Carell got nominated for best supporting actor or something like that. What was it? It was an Oscar, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw that it got nominated for best director.
Yeah,
Bennett
but
Miller,
it
that was- I
did
didn't see that
get
he did that.
nominations like that, which were
Okay.
a little surprising. I don't think anything went to Ruffalo, which is very that's not cool.
I thought that he was the best part. I mean, even if his end, how they did the whole family aspect of that, but I loved like his performance.
He's great. Man, the MCU has robbed us of so many actors just like doing like the best. Like I miss like the weird.
I liked him in
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I liked him in Shutter Island.
Yeah, he's such a great, just like everyman sort of guy. And this, it's a little bit different. He's a little bit more like unique, I think, the character. But like Mark Ruffalo is just like the perfect everyman to have in your film. He'll just knock it out of the park. And then to go further down the MCU road, you had like all of like the weird stuff that Robert Downey Jr. did prior to getting in the MCU and everything like that. Like,
hey, well, I mean, speaking of which, Zodiac, which had Robert Downey
Mark
and Mark
Ruffalo, exactly,
freaking fantastic. Jake Gyllenhaal, oh, freaking love that movie.
Oh yeah, I actually think people disagree with me all the time, but I'm like, Jake Gyllenhaal was such a like just typecast for that role. Like, come on, Fincher, you could have picked inquisitive journalist young Jake Gyllenhaal. Really, what an inspired casting choice.
Fair enough.
Like literally everyone else was just pitch perfect in that movie, but then when it came to Gyllenhaal, who's good in it, I just thought it's so obvious that you would have cast him in that. I just think it could have been literally anyone else would have been more interesting.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo did get best performance in a supporting actor role.
Oh, he got nominated for this?
Yeah, that's deserved. That's like,
okay.
Cool. Yeah, he deserves it. He hasn't really gotten any Oscar nominations, I don't really think. So that's a big win in my book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see, awards, Academy, best supporting actor. What movie was it in 2010 that he was in?
In 20, The Kids Are All Right.
Oh, so that's what he got nominated for.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think I actually saw that.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Okay, maybe okay, he's gotten a lot of Golden Globe nominations though. Wait, best performance by an actor in a supporting role in Spotlight.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one. Is it any good?
Well, that one won Best Picture back in 2015.
Oh yeah, that did.
And I thought it was
Picture.
like okay, but it
looked boring to me, honestly.
To be honest, it's a more interesting pick than half the stuff the Academy's nominated to win in a lot of recent years and stuff. But like it was a very average sort of film. Like Mark Ruffalo best supporting actor? What?
So he won it, or
no? It was just a nominee. But man, that's really confusing to me.
Am I wrong? But wasn't there a show where he played like his twin or something?
Mark Ruffalo?
Like two Mark Ruffalo? Am I wrong in this? There was like, I swear there's a show where there's two Mark Ruffalo twin show. Let me see.
Are you thinking of the Jesse Eisenberg movie?
Nope. I know this much is true. It's a miniseries, 6 episodes on HBO.
Wait, when did?
It's Mark Ruffalo playing himself.
When did this come out?
Last year.
It came out last year.
May 10th, 2020. He got nominated for it too.
What? I didn't even hear.
Yeah,
the poster is so funny. It's just two JPEGs of Mark Ruffalo staring in the distance. This is great.
There you go. Yeah.
What on earth?
Apparently he plays his twin. Yeah.
This is great. There's not enough Mark Ruffalo doing like just not blockbuster stuff in the world now. Like this is great. 2 Mark Ruffalos for the price of one and a show on HBO.
I'm probably gonna watch this. It's only 6 episodes. I mean,
wow. Okay, this is great.
Let me add this. Yeah.
That's so funny. Like this, I see like the photos of Mark. There's like this the typical like the sad Mark Ruffalo face. It's so funny when like I'm looking at a photo where it's just 2 of him making like the same sad face. And they have 2 different haircuts, but like it's the same.
I see which picture you're looking at.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to see this.
to Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, let me know how it is. I might check it out myself though. It's only 6
See,
episodes.
like that's how superficial Foxcatcher is though, because like we've already talked like for 8 minutes about just like Mark Ruffalo stuff instead of, because there's not anything else to talk about in Foxcatcher really.
Yeah.
I think the direction is was solid. It wasn't anything outstanding. It's very strange how you'd go from like Moneyball to Foxcatcher, I guess, because this is the way that information is conveyed on the screen through just like editing and like blocking and stuff feels very like Moneyball-y, where it's like,
I barely remember Moneyball.
Yeah, it's like a decent, it's Moneyball, like, it's the movie that everyone kind of likes. Yeah. Like no one doesn't like.
Yeah, it's
Moneyball.
Moneyball is one of those where it was like I didn't like sports, but like I like that movie.
Yeah,
it's like you transcended.
I mean, it's got Brad Pitt in it too. Like it's very hard to dislike a movie with Brad Pitt in it.
That's right. I'm trying to think of a bad.
Yeah. It's also really funny with Brad Pitt how I do not know how he does it, but I've looked at his IMDb and I always come away so confused how Hollywood sees him as like a huge box office draw and stuff. Like he will headline, movies will get made that would never have been made without his involvement. Like he'll star in them because studios think he's a huge box office draw. But then here, watch. Let me do this here. So we go, Brad. Here, I'll blow your mind. Brad Pitt. Okay, come on, pull up. All right. So if I go to actor, here, let me blow your mind. Outside of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, okay, we have Ad Astra, kind of tanked at the box office. War Machine, excellent Netflix original. No one watched it.
I've never
Allied,
heard that.
tanked at the box office. Okay, here we have one win, Big Short. Next we have By the Sea, which was Angelina Jolie's directorial debut, I think, and she stars in it with Brad Pitt, and it's about their relationship being in turmoil. Very interesting movie, total flop.
Was this when they were still together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fury, which did decent. Then you have, okay, watch this. You have The Counselor, Killing Them Softly,
another one.
Happy Feet 2, Tree of Life.
Happy Feet 2. Tree of Life.
And then you go down. I swear he bats 70% box office bombs all the time. I have no idea how he keeps getting funding for these art house blockbuster movies or whatever that no one watches except for me.
The studios, I don't know, sometimes I don't even think are headliner stars even a thing anymore?
Tom Cruise is like the last one. I think you could say Cruise, Brad Pitt too, just because
The Rock, I guess. But Brad Pitt, the proof. I mean, if his recent stuff isn't working, I don't know.
I don't like they're like. I don't know how he gets I think that the people in Hollywood don't even watch the movies Brad Pitt are in. They just know he's Brad Pitt, so just of course he's going to make us money. I don't even think that, it's just with the people, there's just a nebulous anomalous group in Hollywood, just a bunch of old white guys who don't watch movies and yes, Brad Pitt in this movie, I don't need to read it has Brad Pitt in it, of course it's going to make money. And then they never read what the returns on it are, and they keep casting them.
There you go. That's how Hollywood works. But yeah. So Foxcatcher, what would you rate it?
5.
You went for
5 Mark Ruffalos out of 10. No, there's only one Mark Ruffalo. 1 out of 10. No, yeah, about a 5 though.
Oh. I'd give it a 6. I'd give it a 7 originally, but again, just talking about it, it's a 6. It was better than it was bad, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a terrible movie at all, but yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, you know what time it is?
Ooh, it's birthday. I've watched Willy's Wonderland too much to make it stop.
Oh shoot! So what recommendation you got?
Man, I don't know. I was gonna say for making me watch Foxcatcher, but then that was me who recommended that. So I should cut you some slack. But I'm not gonna have any mercy here. I'm gonna recommend you Tetsuo the Iron Man by Shinya Tsukamoto, who's one of my favorite directors.
Let's see.
If you want to get weird, all right, let's get weird.
Yeah.
You can watch this movie
Tetsuo?
on Tetsuo. It's Tetsuo.
Oh, I found it.
You can watch it on YouTube too, I think, as well for free.
You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah. I'm hyped. You said it's weird. I like weird movies.
Yeah. Now this is like his first like big movie. There was one before it, which was more of like a lower budget student film. This is still very low budget, but yeah.
Is this your favorite from him?
No, so far I think it would be like I don't know, like Kotoko or Tokyo Fist. I think would be the two favorites from him. But he's like an extremist sort of filmmaker, so I don't know if you've dived into that, like Japanese extreme.
It's not Japanese extremist. I've seen some French ones, I think. So
okay, so yeah, you're in, and this is like low budget, like gritty, like cyberpunky era, like body horror stuff.
Say no more. Say no more. I want to go in. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in for sure. Okay, I want to go in blind. All right, but for me, I'm looking for one. I have a few.
Give me like Winnie the Pooh or something, please.
Hey, nope. I actually got one. Let me see. I'm going to finalize it. I'm just double checking that there's no other ones I want to recommend.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to recommend Secret Sunshine.
Oh, is that that's by the director of Burning, isn't it?
Yes, it is by the director of Burning.
Yeah,
yes.
I've been wanting to see this for
I don't know
a
anything
while.
about the plot.
Yeah, okay, you haven't seen it then. Okay.
No, I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's blind for me.
Yeah,
so.
I've debated. There's the Criterion like flash sale not too long ago, and I bought a few. I was debating, buying that actually, but I decided not to. But
okay, it's on Criterion Channel.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. I gotta see this because Burning is one of my favorite movies, and I've really wanted to see.
Heck yeah, I love Burning too.
Yeah, which actually that's based on a Haruki Murakami short story actually.
Oh, the guy who did the Kafka on the
show? Yeah. That's kind of like
Burning is?
Yeah. Wow. I can't remember what. I think it's also called Burning. I'm not sure. I have the collection of short stories. No kidding. But yeah.
I did not even know that. Wow.
Man, this is also interesting because he has not directed much stuff. There's you got Secret Sunshine 2007, Poetry 2010, then Burning in 2018. And before
then he has some other ones: Oasis, Peppermint Candy, Greenfish.
Greenfish. Man, we should have double featured that with Coldfish if we're being honest here.
Coldfish and Greenfish.
Yeah.
So that writer, the writer that Burning was based off of. So where is he from?
He's from Japan. He's like from the Kyoto area and stuff.
Oh, so that's interesting. So it was a South Korean adaptation of a Japanese literature.
Yeah, well, Murakami is like, I like to think, oh, look how obscure my taste is. But in terms of like literature and stuff, he's like very well known and stuff. Oh, he gets away with like outrageous like book formats and stuff. One of his books is like one book, but it's like 3 books long, and it's like huge bestseller. So.
What?
Yeah, it's like 1Q 49 or 48 or something like that. 84, 1Q 80 something like that. Great book. Friggin' long though, but
you've read it.
Yeah, I've read. He's like, if he was a director, he would be like one of my favorite directors because I've read most of his books and stuff.
Oh, really? What's the one you haven't read from him?
Maybe some of his first ones, like there's one something library, and then there's like Hard Boiled Wonderland. I think those are the 2 that I haven't read.
Do you think you would go to read them sometime?
Yes, I probably will. Usually, whenever I make like a purchase online from like Barnes and Noble, no matter what it is, usually I'll like get a physical copy of one of his books. So I kind of own like the whole Murakami collection at this point.
Is he still around? Or?
Yeah. His most recent book was Killing Commendador or something like that. Come on, I can't remember what the actual name of it is. It's Killing something that sounds like that, which is pretty good.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So he still has this.
Yeah,
touch.
he's still got his touch. He's a little repetitive. Like there's like Murakami tropes that appear like after Wind Up Bird Chronicle and Kafka on the Shore, that they're like a director motif almost at that point, if you were to liken him to a film director. I think you'll like
Haneke has that.
I think you'll like his stuff though, especially if you want, because like that Kafka on the Shore was when I was trying to get back into reading, and then I was looking for like interesting books to read, and like that was so different that I was like, okay, maybe reading books isn't such a bad idea after all, because there is some new interesting stuff out there that isn't just like normal like words on a page book, just like, oh, it's a plot and this stuff happens, because a lot of books are just kind of like that, really.
Yeah, I see. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to reading it. I mean, really hyped it up. But anyways, I think that's it for this episode.
All right.
So our next two movies are Tetsuo.
Tetsuo. Yeah.
Tetsuo.
Yeah, well, I think so. I don't speak Japanese, so I might be butchering it myself. But yes, that.
Which you said it was on YouTube?
I think so, unless it got taken down. But since it's like an earlier, like it's also in black and white. It's not like a black and white era movie. It was just filmed in black and white. But yeah, I think it should.
Yeah, a lot of times like they have to film on like black and white for like student film.
Yeah, it should be on YouTube. I don't know. You might be able to, because I own like the Arrow Films Blu-ray collection and stuff, so I have like a much higher quality version than the one on YouTube. But if you want to watch in higher quality, you might have to like rent it.
Oh, so there's an Arrow Films release? Okay,
oh yeah, it's a really badass like release though. Like the cover art and like everything for it. It's like one of the coolest physical releases I've ever owned in my life.
So it's for is it just for Tetsuo the Iron Man?
No, it's for Tsukamoto's like other films. And it's weird because
I will probably buy
you couldn't actually get half of these in Blu-ray actually before this came out. It even has like some of his short films in it.
Really?
But yeah, like I remember
oh my gosh.
waiting. Oh wait, what's oh my gosh?
I was going to say it's like on Amazon this collection is $400.
Wait, it's $400 now?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like 80 when I bought it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I guess it was a limited release.
I thought it was still in print. I'm sorry to tantalize you, but man, okay, I'm looking at it right now. I need to take much better care of it now. Shh, baby. Okay, well, make sure we keep you in the dark, and don't bleach you to the light or anything like that.
Yeah. And then our other film is Secret Sunshine, which if you guys have the Criterion channel, it should be on there. So yeah. But anyways, I think that's it for this episode. So
yeah.
All right. Well, peace out. Bye.